welcome to another Reddit story. This is the last one for this particular set of recording, and it's from Am I the Jerk from user new-fly-4086. OP is male 32, has a daughter 9 with his ex-wife. And that's all we need to know about the ages and gender and whatnot. Okay, so am I the jerk for telling my daughter the truth about why she couldn't come on our camping trip? I, 32 male, co-parent my 9-year-old daughter with my ex-wife. We've had our share of conflicts, but I try my best to maintain a good relationship for our kids' sake. Last week, I planned a spur-of-the-moment camping trip and asked my ex-wife if I could bring our daughter along. I was surprised when she said no without much explanation. Not wanting to stir up drama, I let it go. The day before I left, I had my daughter for our usual visitation. She was noticeably upset, so I gently asked what was bothering her. With tears in her eyes, she asked why I didn't want to take her camping with me. I was caught off guard. It was clear my ex had mentioned the trip to her, but spun it like I was the one excluding her. Frustration bubbled up inside me, but I tried to keep my cool for my daughter's sake. I carefully explained, sweetie, very sweetie, I did want to bring you. I asked your mum and she said no. I think you should talk to her about why. My daughter's mood soured further, but I did my best to cheer her up, and we ended up having a nice day together. But when I dropped her off that evening, I got an angry text from my ex complaining that our daughter was mad at her. I briefly responded, well, you shouldn't have thrown me under the bus. Actions have consequences. Then I muted the conversation, not wanting to get stuck into a back and forth. Now I'm second guessing myself. Should I have just let my daughter believe I didn't want her along to avoid rocking the boat? Was it petty to be so blunt with my ex? I don't want to put my kid in the middle, but I also refuse to be painted as the bad guy when I did nothing wrong. So, am I the jerk for telling my daughter the truth, even if it meant calling out my ex's lie? No, this is so easy. Definitely not the arsehole. Your ex, I'm so sorry, sounds a bit problematic, mate. Yeah, no. I mean, I get wanting to protect the mother-daughter relationship there and, not making the mum be like the bad guy, but then you're going to be the bad guy, So no, the ex shouldn't have said anything about the camping trip at all in the first place anyway. Like, why even mention it? Because she'd said no to it. There was no way your daughter was going to know if you didn't say anything. So why did she say something? She probably said something to cause a rift between your relationship and your daughter's relationship, between you and your daughter's relationship. So, okay, obviously I can't say anything to her actual intent because I don't know, but it seems that maybe that was what she was doing. And, I don't even think it's you being petty either. You were just you told the truth, and the truth hurts. The mum's playing silly games. The mum is doing stuff she shouldn't be doing. And she needs to know the truth. Because eventually she's going to know the truth that her mum's not necessarily great, but the earlier the better, in my opinion. So no, definitely not the jerk. The mum here is the jerk. And okay, I think you were questioning your reaction to her. Maybe that was a bit petty. I think what you say, well, you shouldn't have thrown me under the bus. Actions have consequences. You could clarify and say, well, she found out about the thing and I told her the truth. Going forward, maybe don't mention it, or let her go, and then she wouldn't be upset. Simple. That to me, to be honest, I don't think it's petty. It's just you saying it as it is. And then you could have just done the same thing by muting the conversation because you don't want no back and forth. You've said your part and you've been as clear as possible, because that way you're not in defensive mode. You're in tell it as it is mode, because you did this. So make it as clear as possible. And if she's going to go to court and say blah, 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 the proof is right there in the pudding, your conversations, and you taking the high road by being very clear that she's the one who has done this, and that's why the daughter is upset, because you were open to taking your daughter for a trip and blah, 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 blah. And if the mum could explain why she didn't want her daughter to go on said camping trip, maybe because it was her day, but then you could have fixed something where it wasn't her day and, move things around a little bit. Did you give enough notice? I don't know, maybe that's why. Because then things would have been clearer. This whole thing just screams mess, But I get it. It gets to a point where a person's like up to their nose in bullshit, and they don't want to have to deal with all that shit. So anyway. That is everything. That's all I've got. I don't think you're the jerk. But definitely make sure you keep proof of all of this, and you try and be as objective as possible where you can. Other than that, that's everything I've got for today. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.